What's happening, y'all? This is Glitch bringing you another BDSP Wi-Fi battle, and I hope that y'all are having a good day today or night or whatever time it is whenever you're watching this. I'm going to be running my Del Caddy team again. I made a revision to the team. I dropped Gliscor and added Scissor. Hopefully this balances out my team a little bit. I was pretty ice weak before. Now it's looking a little bit more solid. Stay tuned to find out what takes place in this exciting upcoming adventure of Glitch's Pokemon channel. Alright, let's do this, y'all. Alright, I found my opponent, and this is a moment that I have been fearing and anticipating for months now. I've never played this dude before. This is RichieTheBull, alright? This dude is no joke, okay? I've been watching his content. I'm a big supporter of his content, of his channel. I'm going to link his channel in the description below so y'all can become big fans and supporters of his channel too. This dude is fire, you know what I mean? So looking at his team, it is an obvious Sun team. I'm going to go ahead and lead off with my Guts Scarfed Heracross because I figure that he's going to want a status something. That seems to be the common theme on these Sun teams. They lead out with something to status something, and then they start pulling their shenanigans in the Sun, you know what I mean? So, right here, I do end up clicking Stone Edge instead of Close Combat or Mega Horn. I did think about it, expecting the switch, but then if he did switch into Dragonite, I don't want to be locked into either of those moves because that's pretty free for him to set up, right? And if he stayed in, it'd be silly to click Close Combat and not have it do anything. So I do get the prediction right. I lock into Stone Edge just to punish that Dragonite if he wants to try to pull that stunt. But he doesn't. He stays in with the Sableye, and with the Guts boost, we do pretty good damage on that Sableye. So there goes that Sableye recovering, making scary faces at me. I tell you what, that little gremlin thing looks like a Halloween costume. And all kinds of twacked out too. You see him start twitching and stuff. He gets his stuff from Porygon Z. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and throw out my Azelf. I figure it's going to be a little Pixie on Gremlin action. But you know what? Richie does not want to stick around with his Sableye. He goes ahead and pulls him out, and he brings into the Torkoal. He thinks, it's kind of dark in here. Let's go ahead and set that sun. Not set it like going down. Set it up. Okay. So sun is now set in the arena. And I'm going to go ahead and flip a Yui and get the heck out of there because I don't want my Azelf to get Will-O-Wisp, which is what I'm expecting, right? But my opponent has different plans. So right here, I do bring out the King, T-Tar. I'll tell you what, this is a weather war, this battle right here. Sand is the defensive weather, y'all. Sand trumps. Sun, sand trumps. Rain, T-Tar brings this sandy storm, and it wrecks all weather teams, okay? T-Tar loves to come in against weather teams. Did you see that overheat from that Torkoal? That did nothing, okay? Everyone's running T-Tar wrong. Everyone's trying to put choice bands on it and teach it how to Dragon Dance and stuff. And I'm like, hey, it's a defensive Pokemon. You win battles when you run them defensively. You can get a little bit of momentum going with him offensively too, but everything outspeeds him, and if you Dragon Dance, he's weak to Bullet Punch. So I mean, you know, it doesn't make sense to me. So I switch into Heracross expecting him to Will-O-Wisp, but instead he does Yawn. So we're looking pretty good. You know, my Heracross is all kind of upset, burned, and Guts boosted, and he's ready to hit something, right? So I tell him, hey yo, go pop a Close Combat on this fool, and it doesn't do hardly anything. That Torkoal is so defensive. You know, I figured that was gonna knock that out. That was a stab, Guts boosted Close Combat, and it did like half or something like that. Not very much. So that Torkoal is so bulky, right? As he goes ahead and he sneezes some Stealth Rocks at me. I'm like, I really do not appreciate that, sir. Keep those on your side of the field. I don't want them here. We don't have Stealth Rocks over there, but I don't want them on my side, you know what I mean? So now it is time to bring out the girl, you know what I mean? This is the Delcatty show. So Delcatty's in here looking clean, looking cute as F, right? And my opponent pulls his Torkoal and goes into his eggplant, right? The plant that sprouted from an egg, the only one in existence, y'all. This does not take place anywhere besides Pokemon. Plants sprouting from eggs, you know what I mean? Right here, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna tell my Delcatty, you know what, pop that sucker on 2 of the 3 faces. Give him a clap on 2 out of the 3 faces. And she does. She smacks him, pop both sides. And right here, it looks like a good opportunity for me to switch into my T-Tar, because T-Tar can take any single hit from this Executor. It doesn't want to take a Giga Drain, but it could, you know what I'm saying? So T-Tar's in, beating his chest, saying, you know what, I am the king. There's no need for the argument. Gonna go ahead and set that sand again. So he hits me with a Psyshock. I was hoping on a Psychic move, honestly. I didn't want to take Giga Drain, but like I said, I figured he was probably going to want to go Psychic. You know what I mean? So he did pop off the Psychic move, and that doesn't affect my T-Tar. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and throw a super effective Crunch at it. I bet you anything that Executor outsped my T-Tar, but I don't think my opponent knew that. So right here, my T-Tar gets his feelings hurt as he sends his Torkoal back out, and he's like, hey, no more playing in the sand for you. It's time for some sunshine. And my T-Tar's all like, nope. And he takes a big old bite out of that Torkoal, you know, bites his head off, spits it out, Ozzy Osbourne style. And my opponent sends out that twacked out Gremlin Sableye again. So, you know what? I got something for that Sableye. Right here, I'm going to go ahead and bring Scissor onto the field. Invite Scissor to the party because I don't really want these Stealth Rocks on my side of the field anymore. You know what I mean? They're kind of upsetting me, kind of hurting my team's feet, and keep stepping on them. That ish hurts, you know what I'm saying? So Sableye is going to recover right here, which I did predict that. So it seemed like a pretty free switch in with my Scissor. We go ahead and get that leftover recovery, right? Now right here, I do bullet punch this thing first. Expecting the Will-O-Wisp, I did not want him to have a free switch right after I defog on this upcoming turn, you know what I mean? So it felt like I should bullet punch and then defog. I knew the Will-O-Wisp was coming, but I wanted him to have to recover the following turn so I can switch in after I defog, if that makes sense. Sorry, I might have just confused y'all, took y'all in a figure 8 when I should have stayed in a straight line, you know what I mean? So right here, he does recover. Like I said, I wanted him to recover right there as I go ahead and I beat my wings or start blowing on the field, something. I stretch my arms out and somehow that defogs the field, right? Or I don't do it, my sister does it. So now that that's taken care of, it's time to get my Scissor the heck out of there. He's like, I'm all burned up, I have no business being here anymore. Why would you send me into this mess? I didn't want to get burned, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and tell him, hey, you know what, Papa Yui, come on home, Scissor, you did your job, you did your fizzle. Okay, so I bring him back and I notice that Sableye stays in, and I'm like, what the heck? I was expecting him to do a move like Sunny Day or something, but he didn't, because he didn't go first. So I had to bring my Delcatty in to take whatever hit was coming. I thought it was either a U-turn. I did not think it was a Metal Burst though. I didn't expect that. So that was bizarre, like Bob Lazar, you know what I mean? Pretty cool tech by my opponent though. So I tell Delcatty to get the F out of there. You got no business in there. Come on, you can't do anything in this matchup. So Heracross comes in looking all kind of mean, you know what I mean? And he's ready to stick something with his Mega Horn as he brings out the only demon from Stark Mountain. You know, my friends over there summoning up these Stark Mountain demons, and I say, hit that thing, Heracross. But my opponent did not want to leave his Pokemon in there. I could not predict, it was pretty obvious that he was going to switch, but if he didn't switch and I'd have tried to hit him with a Mega Horn, that he would have cooked my Heracross there. So I couldn't do that, you know what I mean? And he knew that I was choiced, because I tried to hit all those stone edges in a row. Nobody except a crazy person would do that, and I'm not that crazy. All right, so he sends Sableye in to get the recover off. Now here I make a kind of little cheeky play. I'm like, all right, bet I know what you're about to do. So I am predicting him to want to go ahead and try to set that sun up. And guess what? My Specs Azelf packs the flamethrower. Okay. Now Specs Azelf, I don't see it run much, and I don't understand why. I mean, if you can't run Specs Lottie, you can still run Specs Azelf, and it's the next best thing in my opinion. I guess Latias is good too. But look at how much damage this does. I feel like I got a low roll. I'm pretty sure that should have O-code. So if that sucks, maybe not, but I figure that it should have, especially with him bringing out that demonic entity from Stark Mountain right here. Watch how much this does to this Heatran. If it does this much to this Heatran, I feel like I should have definitely O-code that freaking twacked out Gremlin Sableye. So Heatran's in, and I'm like, hey T-Tar, I got a job for you. And I send T-Tar in, right? Because T-Tar eats Heatran's lunch. Kind of like Mamoswine eats T-Tar's lunch. Or it was Machamp that ate T-Tar's lunch. Well, T-Tar eats Heatran's lunch because sand is the dominant weather. Sand runs the show, y'all. Sand beats sun, sand beats rain. I ain't gotta tell y'all, just watch. So right here I'm gonna go ahead and pop a Stone Edge off because this looks like a great time for my opponent to bring in his Dragonite. And you know what, he does bring in Dragonite, and I knew he was gonna do that ish. So I hit him with this Stone Edge. Look, there's no offensive investment in my T-Tar. Look at how much that did through multi-scale. I understand I got the crit, but hey, that's T-Tar, and Stone Edge has a high miss ratio and a high critical hit ratio. So I expect that to happen every now and then, you know what I'm saying? So here I figured that he probably might want a Dragon Dance. So I do send out my Scissor. Thinking whatever, I got the priority Bullet Punch, you know what I mean? As he goes for an Iron Tail, I was like, wow, this cat's running some crazy moves on these crazy Pokemon, right? So right here I do expect him to Fire Punch me, but this Scissor has 50 points in defense plus its max HP, and it is actually EV'd to take a Fire Punch from Dragonite or a Fire Fang from T-Tar or Donphan, but I don't think it worked there. Either he got a really high roll, or because I was burned, it didn't matter. I should have clicked Bullet Punch, but I thought that I'd lived the Fire Punch, but I didn't, you know. That was just a fairy tale that I had hoped to come true. I wished on a star, y'all, and it didn't work. Okay, so Delcatty's in, and I'm like, hey, smack this fool up, Delcatty. Man, this girl has a vendetta. She's smacking all these fools around all day. Hey, hats off. Thank you, Delcatty. You're putting in work this game. But not as much as T-Tar. All right, this is the T-Tar show. T-Tar hijacked the spotlight from Delcatty. All right, so now here comes Sableye trying to scare fools again. As we're winding down, there's the 3-minute timer. So right here, I decide, you know what, this is happening. It is Pixie on Gremlin. We're about to see who the dominant little creature of the night is, right? So right here, it's a very easy flamethrower for me. You know what I'm saying? I know that this thing is gonna try to recover me my moves off. That's what I'm trying to say. But I don't think that that's gonna matter because my Azelf is Specs, and I'm right. That does over 50, right? And looking at that damage, I definitely should have O-code that thing in the sun. I'm almost positive. I'm gonna have to calc that at some point. So Gremlin's in here pulling his prankster moves, saying, "Nana nana boo boo, you can't knock me out. You will never get this." But I can, and I will get this, right? So right here, I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm gonna keep trying to light this sucker on fire. You know, I'm going fishing, trying to catch that big old crit, but I don't, but I do catch a burn. So I'm like, ha, sucker, how does that feel? He goes ahead and recovers it off, but after burn damage, it doesn't matter. I'm like, all right, we're about to have some cooked Gremlin tonight, boys, as we go ahead and we light this sucker on fire. And that's like, adios, Sableye. Beat it. So Sablai's out the show and the battle is winding down. Wow. Moral of the story, y'all. T-Tar is the best weather setter in the game. You know what I mean? And hey, check this out right here. He brings in Heatran. And watch how much this stab flash cannon does to my T-Tar with sand up, alright? This is stab flash cannon. I guarantee you that thing is fully offensive. And T-Tar's like, didn't hurt. So, look at this. Nothing, right? Telling you, sand is where it's at, y'all. Let me see you run some sand teams, alright? So GG to my opponent, RichieTheBull. I cannot believe I won that battle. Like I said, this dude I ranked number 2 for a top tier threat on one of my previous videos. So with that being said, I hope that y'all did enjoy this battle. Leave a like and subscribe, and I will catch y'all later. Peace.